Alright guys, so I'm going to show off my new build. So some of you guys might not have gotten the hints on some of my earlier videos where I said I was doing a really expensive build. Some of you guys, most of you guys that know me personally know that I was doing this. Most of you haven't. Some of you, about half of you guys have seen it and, stuff. But basically this is what it is. It's basically, well, it's a freaking AR-15. So this is a real firearm. Now, these are one of the most common guns in America, so it's not like I'm super cool and I have an AR-15, no one else does. So many people have these guns, but this is personally built to what I want. This is literally the perfect rifle for me. The only thing that I could change with this would be the finish of the body. I wish it was a better finish. I kind of went on the down low and bought a cheap upper and cheap lower, but, didn't spend a whole lot of money on them. So I wish the body was a little bit nicer, but that's not something that cryocoating or even hydro dipping can fix. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to spend the money on either. I'm just going to leave it as is, and the body's just going to scratch. So this is a custom build AR-15. Basically, we started off with the Palmetto State lower receiver. Magpul edition. It's not a Magpul body, just Magpul furniture. And my brother has one in here too, so we got this for his birthday. That was the start. I saw that they were only $160, so I told my dad that we should start here. And basically we got him one for his birthday, and I purchased my own. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go through what I have on it, what's in it, the stuff that I have for it, you know what I mean? All the ammo and just stuff. And then stay tuned for a review. I'm going to be doing a review on the low receiver here, so if you're interested, I will be doing a review on the base gun. If you want to build yourself an AR-15, the Palmetto State lower is your cheapest bet. So basically, I'll start from the back. We have a CTR, Magpul CTR stock. Obviously, it's got that rubber pad on it, real nice. 6-position buffer tube, a staked castle nut, Magpul pistol grip, Magpul trigger guard, Palmetto State low receiver, and a random upper receiver. I forget the brand on it. I bought that used from a guy. It was like new condition that I never used, so I don't know for sure what brand it is. I did ask him, but I don't think I got an answer. So it's just some random no-name upper. They really come from the same factory as like even BCM. Like the bolt carrier that I have in this is basically the same thing as a BCM. It just doesn't have the BCM markings because they're made in the same factory, and then they're distributed to different companies for their markings. Same thing with the lower receiver. I think this is Aero Precision, if I'm not mistaken, the lower. So good lowers. It's just the paint that Palmetto State puts on here is not very good. And that's honestly why they're so budget. So basic selector switch, basic bolt lock, basic forward assist, basic dust cover, basic mag catch, basic body pins, just your basic body really. I do have a mil-spec charging handle with the Strike Industries aluminum anodized blue colored latch, charging handle latch. So just my personalized latch there basically. You can buy different colors, but my favorite color is blue, so I decided to go with blue. I've got Magpul flip-up sights. These are clones. They're cheap, but they work. I have a Field Sport copy T1. It's not even a legit Field Sport T1. This is a copy of the Field Sport T1. I bought it thinking that it was an actual T1 or actual Field Sport because it said that they were Field Sport when I bought them from China. Bought 2 of them. Turns out they're not, so I got my money back for one of them. Sold that one and then kept this one. I did sight it in, and I have shot about 300 rounds through this gun so far, and it seems to hold 0. I'm going back this weekend to shoot. So I am going to try to get some footage of that and show you guys, how it runs and all. And, see if it keeps 0, basically. I have a UTG riser. It's a QD riser. So literally it's a thumb, so I can take it off with my thumb. It's not like a QD latch or anything, but I can thumb it. It has a thumb screw. So I can take it off if I need to with no tools, or I can use the head of a bullet because it's got kind of a hole on there, so I can take it off with that. I have a 15-inch key mod. I'm not sure what brand. It's just a no-name again. No markings on it. I have BCM rail covers, 2 on either side, and then 1 on the bottom that I cut in half. And then I have a Strike Industries hand stock, which I've modified. It is directly screwed right into the gas block. That is the perfect length for me. If I don't want to have my arm all the way out like that, I can bring it back like this. I can do in between. I can even shoot like this if I wanted to, but honestly, this is more comfortable to me. It is a 16-inch barrel, 18-inch barrel, so 16 is the minimum requirement length, but this is an 18. It's a 5.5 or 223 wild, so I can use 5.56 and 223 rounds. It's 1 in 9 twist, and it's obviously made in the USA. As far as performance out of the barrel, like I said, I've only shot about 300 rounds through it, and it's all been under 200 feet. I did step back to 200 feet and take a few shots, and it was hitting pretty much exactly what I was shooting at. So I don't know for range. I won't be able to test range until I go to my great-grandpa's and shoot, because there I have like 600 feet where I could just shoot. And 600 feet is obviously a lot further than 200 feet. I could actually probably take it up to, 900 feet. I don't know how much that is in yards, but there's probably an area there that I can take it out to 900, maybe even 1,000 feet and shoot. You know what I mean? So I can see how far it's shooting. But, you know, it's not my priority to shoot super far, but I'm confident that this thing will shoot far. Eventually I'll shoot at longer range, but not currently. I do have a 3-prong flash hider on there, and this gun, the recoil is so minimal on this thing. When I fire it, it's kind of because it's front heavy, so when I fire it, the weight kind of brings it back down, but also the muzzle brake, there's not much of a flash that comes out of the end of the gun, and there's not even much of a rise at all. I mean, obviously there's a little bit, but more of it goes into my shoulder, back into my shoulder, and the muzzle brake keeps it kind of level. Plus, with the weight of the gun, it brings it down a little bit once I fire. So, very comfortable gun to shoot. In fact, the most comfortable AR I've ever shot, and I've shot 4 other ARs besides this, and this is the most comfortable. I don't know if it's just because it's mine, but I mean, I've shot other ones, and they're just not as comfortable to shoot, mainly because of recoil. Not that ARs ever shoot recoils. Let me rephrase this. Not that ARs ever have a lot of recoil. But the one that my dad has does not have a flash hider on it at all. It's literally just no threads, no nothing. And so there's no compensation in rise at all. Okay, so it's not the most, and there's a huge blast out of the front of the gun too, because there's no muzzle brake or even flash hider on it. So it's a little bit uncomfortable to shoot. But mine, honestly, there's not much of a concussion. It's just smooth. So obviously it's clear because the bolt was back, so it's clear. Upgrade-wise, I have a CMC straight trigger, 3.5 pounds. It's a drop-in. I installed this on my own. It's a straight profile, and it's 3.5 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and just dry fire it for you. The reset. Super crisp. Everything is lubed up and just crisp. I do have a Palmetto State bolt carrier, and I actually had issues with the bolt carrier. Basically, when I would fire, I actually put a mag in. This is loaded, but trust me, I'm safe enough to do this. Okay. So, basically what was happening was when I would fire the gun, the bolt would come back about right here. Not even far enough to pick up a cartridge. And then it would go forward. And then the second round would be click. Okay? So then I took it home, I lubricated it, I cleaned it and lubricated it, and it helped. So basically, when it would fire, it would come back a little bit further, and it would go back just a little bit further, just enough to pick up a cartridge, but it would jam on the cartridge. Because it wasn't going back quite enough. So it was going back further, but not quite enough to actually chamber around. Okay, so that was my biggest issue with this gun, and I tried 3 other bolt carriers, BCM, Bushmaster, and then a no-name, and every single one of them worked. So it's not my gas system, gas system in the gun. It is all in the bolt carrier. So basically, what I did is I took it to a gun shop, and basically I had it apart. And they saw that the pin was popped out. It was popped out on the bolt face. So the guy thinks that it was rubbing on the inside of my chamber, and it was causing basically the gun just more resistance. It wasn't smooth, even though it felt smooth. So he did that, and basically I'm going to go test it. I have not tested it yet. We will see. But I am, if it doesn't work, I'm going to borrow somebody else's bolt carrier so I can still get footage of it shooting, because it's a super smooth shooter. It just, the bolt carrier is not, it wasn't functioning. So the pin was out, so basically what was happening is the pin was scraping on the inside of the chamber, and it was basically just slowing it down when the bolt would rotate, and the bolt would rotate and the bolt carrier would go back. So that's what they said. They said also keep it lubricated. So I put it back together 2 days ago after I came back from the shop, and lubed the heck out of it. Threw it in here. It's super smooth, and I'm going to be going and shooting it in 2 days. So we'll see how it runs. It wasn't running very well with these the steel case Wolf. I shot 10 to 15 brass rounds out of it, and it went through them fine. But this is the ammo that I want to shoot out of it, because this is cheap. This Wolf stuff for like 20 rounds is $5. So for $60, I can get like 200 rounds, which is awesome. So that's probably what I'm going to do, is spend $60 this weekend to get 200 rounds. I won't be shooting 200 rounds out of it. I'll probably shoot 100 at least, and then the rest I can bring home and shoot later. I do have some other ammo, so I'll go through what I have. I think I went through the gun. I have a 9-round mag, which it's supposed to be a 10-round mag. It only holds 9, but I only put 8 in here. This is my home defense mag. It has PPU soft points in here. This box is also full of PPU soft points, so I have about 30 to 40 of these total. And obviously I'm only going to load one mag up of 8, so I'll be able to shoot some of these off, and actually I might try to do some testing with penetration and see how it compares. But basically this ammo is supposed to break up into somebody's body and not go through a bunch of walls. So if somebody breaks into my house or whatever, I have to shoot anybody in an environment where I don't want to hurt anybody else, which is really any environment, then I will use that ammo. I have 20 rounds of 5.56 NATO green tip. These aren't armor piercing or anything like some people say. These are just full power NATO. This is literally what the military uses. It's 5.56, so it's more powerful than 223. It's just the full power ammo that this gun was designed to shoot, basically. So it'll give a little bit more kick than a 223 and do a little bit more damage, but that's just full power NATO. So that's what the military uses. And then I have a box of American Eagle 5.56. They're 55 green. The PPU is 55 if I'm not mistaken. Nah, I don't know. I don't know what the PPU is. I don't have the original box for that. And then I have like 30 or 40 of these Winchester 223. They're brass. I have 30 of those down in there. I might have 40. I think it's just 30 though. So those are I'm going to shoot at the indoor range next time I go, because those you can only shoot brass at indoor ranges. So I am not going to shoot those at an outdoor range. I probably won't take any, honestly. I'll just buy, like I said, a bunch of the steel case stuff. But yeah, so that's all the ammo that I have. I also have 4 of these 30 rounders. They're all brand new. They're all Mission First Tactical 30 rounders. There's 4 of them in there. These are awesome mags. They're super, super light, and they feed 100%. I load them up with 30 rounds, and they feed. Like some mags don't want to feed at, when you load them to 30. Those feed fine at 30, at least with my particular gun. And then I have that 10 rounder, obviously, that I put 8 in, like I said. So, and this is the steel case stuff that I want to shoot out of it. So if you have any questions, let me know, but this is my AR-15. I'm not sure if I'm going to splice any footage at the end of this video of me shooting it, or if I'm just going to create a whole new montage of me shooting this gun or not, or maybe both. I'd like to show it shoot at the end of this video. Not that all you guys are going to watch the whole thing anyways, but I'd like to, put a few clips of me shooting it maybe in between or at the end of this video, but I don't have many clips to go from until this weekend when I get some more footage. But like I said, I might upload this now and just upload shooting footage later on. So don't hold me to that. But if you guys are interested, I will be uploading an install video on the CMC straight trigger set. I have an install video. I'll be uploading that. And then I'll also be doing a review on the stock Palmetto State Magpul Edition lower. So there will be 2 reviews coming out, and then some shooting footage of this gun. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video.